What up, guys? Today, we are using the reworked chainsword, and I know my perk setup right now looks a little bit weird, but for whatever reason, this is what it looked like when the rework happened. So I decided, hey, let's try it out. Let's see if this impossible to get perk setup actually works. Now, regardless, the chainsword is very powerful. You do not need a perk setup like this to make the chainsword powerful. The chainsword is very strong. And we are also using the heavy bolt pistol that is a new weapon for Bulwark. And it's very powerful. The chainsword and the heavy bolt pistol combination is just very classic, and honestly, they complement each other very well because they both pack a huge punch. So this Bulwark is going to be threatening from ranged and from close range. And the thing is, purity of purpose is also a big part of the DPS for this build. And the chainsword, I do just like the basic swings on it. But obviously, you know, parrying with it is very nice, just because the weapon is a very reliable melee weapon. And you know, basically any chainsword you pick is going to be good. I have to be honest. The chainsword is just a very strong weapon, and so is the heavy bolt pistol. So even though this Bulwark is underleveled, it did not stop me from jumping into higher difficulties, basically with no perks. I think I'm about level 6 or something here, and we are going to see me take on the Hive Tyrant with this insanely reliable setup. The chainsword and the heavy... Oh, right here is a really good example of purity of purpose. As you can see, we have a huge mob here just hanging out. Some big stomps also help out the DPS for the area of effect damage. But yes, the heavy bolt pistol with the chainsword is a very reliable setup. And I just think overall, the fact that the Bulwark has more damage with their gun strike, it's just very good for the class. Bulwark is in a great spot. As you can see, even though I am solo, it doesn't stop me from jumping into... I think this is lethal. I believe this is lethal. But still, yes, the big parry on the Ravener. I get the shocking effect. I'm able to get that Ravener out very quick. I have a lot of damage with my gun strike, because the heavy bolt pistol, I do think, has the highest gun strike damage in the game at the moment. And dropping a banner. And now, the chainsword is an interesting weapon. I know some people have been testing some of the heavy attacks with chainsword to see if it works with the overcharge prestige perk with Bulwark. And I've actually seen quite a bit of discussion involved with that perk. Also, as you can see, purity of purpose, just making it super easy to take out those majors. But I am going to flee here to get a better position because I'm scared of that Zoanthrope. But yes, the overcharge Bulwark prestige perk, where you get more damage for your charge attacks. Well, apparently, that is basically, that perk is affecting more things than we thought. I really thought it was going to work with the power sword, but apparently the dev said it doesn't. But there has been some testing where the overcharge perk is, yes, actually buffing the charge attacks on the power sword. So I hope they just leave it like that. So I'm also curious to see if that is something that works with the chainsword as well. Like maybe some of the chainsword attacks are affected by overcharge. I know someone tested it, and I think they figured out that, you know, the power sword charge attacks work. So it'll be interesting if the stomps or any of the heavy attacks with chainsword are also being buffed, basically by the prestige perk there. I hope it does, because it would be unfortunate if it only, I get it. It should buff charge attacks, right? But it should buff at least more attacks than just the charge attacks on Power Fist. At least for Bulwark. I don't know. It just seems weirdly limited for a prestige perk to really only buff the Power Fist charge attacks. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know more about this than I do. I will look for some posts about this and, read up on what's going on with that. But regardless, the chainsword that I'm using in this operation has been shredding targets, even though it does technically have a impossible to get perk setup. And after this operation, I do respect the chainsword, and it is still just as powerful, to be completely honest. The chainsword is just in a really good spot right now. Oh yeah, this situation is super weird. I have these Zoanthropes here, and basically what I'm trying to do is just take them out with my heavy bolt pistol here. I thought I had the DPS to do this, and I mean, I'm getting some okay DPS there, but overall I definitely should have, you know, I definitely should be a bit more careful. Yeah, even though I'm playing around the box as well, jumping into this fight just using a heavy bolt pistol. Oh, that scan is huge. So I basically want to get some shots in, but then I get bombarded. Yeah, bombarded by the green orbs. That's pretty much where I should have been a little bit more careful. Luckily, I do have the stim there. I do get the execution on the major, which is nice, and the heavy bolt pistol is still just doing, yeah, it's kind of tickling, to be completely honest. I'm doing just a little bit of damage here and there. The sniper bot is helping me out tremendously, but it looks like they're shooting a shielded target right now, which obviously isn't going to help me out too much. But yes, we finally get the Zoanthrope down, and then we still have another Zoanthrope to take out. But yeah, still, luckily, I do have a pretty good pistol for this situation. It just took a little bit longer than usual, considering I think it was just me and the sniper shooting the Zoanthropes, and sometimes the sniper was shooting a shielded Zoanthrope. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. We got through that situation as slowly as possible, but hey, you know what? We got through the situation. Purity of Purpose is definitely great, especially to shred majors. Pretty much Purity of Purpose, along with my stomps and obviously the gun strikes, the very heavy damage gun strikes from the heavy bolt pistol, it is so easy to take out groups of majors with the Bulwark at the moment. Oh, also, I just want to note, the reason I'm solo here is because this was during the connection issues that we were having, basically when the patch dropped. I definitely had to try out some Bulwark, so I was going into console. I did make a Bulwark video, I think a couple days ago. Oh, hey, ordeal complete. Nice, let's go. The chainsword stomps are coming in clutch for the ordeals. But yes, I do play a lot of Bulwark, and I do think Bulwark is one of my best classes that I use. But playing on console with the PS5 paddle feels really, really good with the Bulwark. And yes, I know I can use the paddle on my PC also. But for the most part, I can play Bulwark with mouse and keyboard also. It's not really that big of a deal where I can't play Bulwark unless I'm using a paddle. I just noticed that I am a little bit better with the paddle. And not to mention, I still like playing on console. I think PS5 Pro is very fun to play. Play on the PS5 Pro. You get some really good graphics. The performance is really good. And there is a Pro patch for Space Marines too. So I don't know. I like playing on both. It doesn't really matter too much. But ultimately, I do like using mouse and keyboard when I play Sniper, and then I like using paddle when I am playing Bulwark. And yes, as you can see with the chainsword right here, the chainsword does not look as good as the power sword with the Dark Angel skin. But hey, you know what? It's still good enough, especially in this situation where I'm getting double jumped on by 2 enemy lictors, and luckily I was able to get the parry. I was able to get the parry right there, which stopped me from getting hit by that unblockable. But then, unfortunately, I did get stunned right there by that quick attack. However, my teammate had a grenade, and we also have the scan here, which is nice. And pretty much every hit that I land with the heavy bolt pistol, or the chainsword is doing really, really good chip damage. Oh, here we go. We have the Hive Tyrant now. And now you will definitely see what I mean by the overall reliability of the damage for this build. Now, I still think, I think what happened was Intimidating Aura was bugged. I think I have it on this build. But I do think Intimidating Aura is fixed now for Terminus enemies, but let me know in the comments about that. I was just, making that note because it is pretty relevant as I am leveling up my Bulwark here. This is without Intimidating Aura. This is with Purity of Purpose, and as you can see, we have the Hive Tyrant close to halfway pretty fast. The chainsword gets the quick swings in, and they just do very good damage overall for just, a quick, just basically for a quick attack. the chainsword definitely packs a punch. And yes, these are mobs, unfortunately. But the chainsword is pretty good at dealing with mobs. And then the heavy bolt pistol is really good with dealing with majors, as long as you get those headshots. The heavy bolt pistol is a great, great weapon. So the chainsword's a good weapon. The heavy bolt pistol is a good weapon. It's really hard to think of a combination that is as reliable as this. I know the plasma pistol is good, but recently the contested health has, the contested health recovery has been nerfed with the plasma pistol. And I just think sometimes the power sword isn't as reliable as the chainsword. So it is possible that the heavy bolt pistol chainsword combination is one of the best combinations for Bulwark. And I also did try some power fist as well, and the power fist is very good for Bulwark also. But regardless, getting these parries, getting these gun strikes, as you can see, is denting the boss health pretty good. I mean, this is solo. This is solo in a higher difficulty. And yes, getting the parries with the shock is definitely necessary to get some fast damage in. But as long as I have Banner, I have some reliable damage because Purity of Purpose, I believe, is difficulty scaled. Big stomp right there, which was some pretty good damage. It was a little bit of a chunk of the boss health. As long as I can get some swings, get some stomps, get some parries, and get some gun strikes, I mean, the Hive Tyrant's in a pretty bad matchup against this Bulwark situation. And it's honestly pretty crazy that I am super low health here. I'm not low health, low level here. I'm like level 6 maybe, so I don't know. I don't have that many perks, which is kind of funny. But hey, you know what? That shock perk right there is one of the first perks you can get with Bulwark. And yeah, look at that health. Look at that health, dude. We were just absolutely melting the Hive Tyrant as long as it is any sort of aggressive towards me. I'm getting those parries and those gun strikes. Also, the Purity of Purpose here is getting some good damage through that situation with the area of effect. But yes, the grenades are here for... I threw the grenade at the Hive Tyrant, but yes, it was caught by a gaunt. But still, I'm not too worried about it. As long as I can stomp, as long as I can parry the Hive Tyrant. Ooh, big perfect dodge there for the gun strike. And then, yes, big stomp into the parry, into the gun strike. I do get hit here, but I do have 2 stims. Not too worried about that. Dude, after watching this footage, the chainsword heavy bolt pistol situation for Bulwark is really, really good. This could be what I jumped into absolute reliquary. Oh, now I'm getting some chip damage there. The gaunts were just hanging around. I'm not too sure what my bots are doing, but you know what? It's fine. The Hive Tyrant's low enough. I know as soon as he throws an attack that I can parry, I should be able to finish. Oh, also, yeah, there's a stim right there anyway. So I just picked that up really fast. I guess I just really don't feel like taking out those gaunts. Luckily, one jumps at me. Big dodge right there, but I'm trying to get a stomp, and luckily I was able to get the Hive Tyrant down with a couple of light swings because the chainsword is just that good of a weapon. The chainsword's super good. The heavy bolt pistol's super good. As you can see here, my stats are, it's a solo run, so I'm going to obviously stack up the ranged and the melee damage here. But I believe it was a B extermination rank regardless. But yes, the chainsword and the heavy bolt pistol are really good together. That was a solo lethal run at level 6 with Bulwark. That was pretty insane. The Bulwark was practically impossible to stop as long as they were getting parries and gun strikes.